Hi and welcome back for another tutorial on the habit tracker. So today I'll go into details on how to set the navigation view so we can click on the get started and get to the actual app that I forgot to do in the previous video. And we'll go ahead as well and implement the habit list. I want to have the date showing as our current date and not as a date that we set by default. So first, let's go to our welcome view. In our welcome view above the Z stack, I want to create a navigation link. And that navigation link, navigation view, actually, I think I need to create, sorry for that. It's the navigation view and I'll have my navigation link at the bottom here. My navigation view will allow me to click on the button and move into the app that we want, the page that we want. So it's here, instead of the button that I created earlier, I'll actually delete this and we'll use just the navigation link. It's going to be a little easier. And for the navigation link, I want to implement a destination, which is going to be our habit list view. And the way it works, so you have your destination here, and for the label, it works a little similar to the button that we had. Am I missing? No, I'm doing this wrong here. And so basically we can just move inside of our, let me actually just move this. So the navigation link, you have a destination here, which is the habit list view. And inside the brackets, you can basically put what your UI will be, and it acts as a button. So basically when I click on it, you can see it moved us to the actual app. You can see here I have the back button. For this situation, I don't want to have the back button. I want, once you're in the app, you're on the app. So to change that, after the destination habit list view, you'll want to add a little modification, which is a navigation back button hidden. And I'm not sure if I need to put true or if it works like that. Let me just double check. Get started, and it's hidden. Perfect. So our navigation link here, whenever we click on it, the navigation bar back button hidden will hide the button back. So we're now able to travel between the pages of our app, the views. I do find that it's a bit too close to the top. I'll just add a little bit of a padding at top. Padding to our, oops, this is actually our, sorry, I'm not on the right page. I need to go on our habit list view. Our habit list view, the motivation text here at the bottom, I'll just add a little padding at the top. Let's see how that looks. I can probably increase it by putting 30. I prefer having a little bit more padding at the top. It looks a bit cleaner. So that looks good. And now let me look into our structure. So for the view, to change the date here, what we want to do is we'll want to work on our view model. So you can always open a new page. If you want to open a new page in Xcode, you have that little add editor to the right. And it allows you to have multiple page. I know it can be a little confusing at the moment. Let me actually move this to this one. And this to the list view. And shrink this a little bit. Shrink this a little bit. And the reason why I want to do that here, if you prefer working one page at a time, go ahead. It's easier to look if there's a modification here and if everything works well. If there's any issues, I can just go ahead and work on that one or click on that one instead of looking at the to find the right page. This one is actually the view button view model. I need the list. There you go. Sorry for that. So you want the HabitListView model open and you want the HabitListView. So for the HabitListView model, what you want to create is a new variable that's going to be published, which is going to be a date string. And that date string is going to allow you, it's going to be used to basically tell what date we are today. Now it's not gonna like that. It wants you to initiate the date string. I want to initiate the date string with a certain format, and I also want to initiate the date string in the function so I can always update it if needed somewhere else. So function, I want to do update date string. And what I want to do here is I will pass in a date string that's going to be a string. And for the function, basically I'm going to take it's going to be the current date. So we want to get the current date. And the current date will be based on the date calendar. Date object, and we'll do a actually I should use, I can use let as well. Formatter equal to date formatter. That's going to allow us to change the format of our date. So the formatter, we want to have a time style of none. We don't want the time, we just want the date. And the formatter, we want the date style to be long. And after that, what we'll basically do is let's see if I can actually do date string equals to formatter dot string from current date. So here we're basically asking a formatter to transform a string based on our current date, the date that we currently got here. This, if you don't put it inside a function and we put it at the top, it's going to take the current date of whenever this was created without looking into refreshing whenever you call this. So if let's say you want to get the time at some point, or if you want to get something more accurate, it's important to put the date inside the function. This situation, you could technically move it to the top. I personally just like to keep my things at the same place. Is a let constant. Okay, so I will just actually, you know what? Erase the parameter here and we'll just return instead a string. And I'm going to do here return. And here I'm going to use the date string equals to update date string. And it's not going to like it because I'm assuming it wants a formatted. Does that like that works better? Perfect. So the code, basically we get a date string that's gonna be initiated by whatever. In the init, we're gonna make sure that the format is matching the format that we wanted here. The reason why I just added this is because if I don't add this, it's gonna ask me to have everything initiated first before calling this. So now we're able at least to work with it. In our HabitListView, we'll go to the date, erase the current date that we implemented here, and we'll basically call our view model and take the date string. And you can see here the date changed to June 18, 2024, so two days later. And we have our date formatted, and it's going to be based on the current date. So that's implemented as well as our habit. Now we can always go ahead and run on the virtual iPhone. Let's say play. It's going to build and we can make sure everything works properly. I haven't tested it yet so far with any of you. It might take a little bit of time for the iPhone to first start the first time. Don't worry, it might need to install something. I'll skip through and I'll be right back with you. Hi, so welcome back. The app finally launched. So we're able to see how it would look like on the virtual phone. If you want to use your personal phone, feel free to go here and select your personal phone. It might require you to plug your phone into the laptop. Otherwise, if you go and get started, you can see here we have our app. We can select our item. And we have our current date that has been updated. So this is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.